Hello, welcome to another video. I don't need that on anymore. So last time we were actually on this last one here where we were doing the handshake. I got a bit eager overnight, I guess, and I actually did a bunch of this off camera, as they say. And so I'm now up to this step here. But what I thought I would do was actually kind of step through how it was doing it. So we had the handshake main command. This now comes up to here. And this handshake, we're doing that same kind of thing. We're using just a random pair. If we don't have one, we print out what we're using. And now here, I've actually got this helper method, handshake pair, which you just pass it the host, the port, the hash that you're after, and like a buffer to store the handshake response. And it will return a socket for you, which should be an open socket if that is the case. And to which then you can then get whatever out of the handshake you want, like the pair ID. And in this handshake pair, which if I, is it not there? Strange. If we look up here, this is actually, well, like it does some debugging, right? Stuff probably get rid of, but it actually checks whether the info hash is the same as what we get out of the response. And we also check whether we have like reserved bits that are unknown, and I'll kind of get to that. So if we come down here and maybe ignore that, so we can test this out if we go, what is it, handshake, don't have bash completion here, but that's okay. Can do it here. So if we do this and without a pair, it will tell me what the pair ID is, but it will say this warning reserved 7-bit byte has this value. And if we look up through all my open tabs, I believe this one, not sure how legitimate this is, but it does say official extensions to the protocol, and this is a fast pairs extension, and it does link to the actual bittorrent.org, which is not secure. Oh, but this is also saying that reserve 7 will have the 4th bit set. The OR equals will mean that it will always have it on because OR will that. So from what I gather, it doesn't really matter if I can just ignore this, but I could actually implement this because the pairs that we're talking to actually support this. And another thing that I noticed they supported was encryption, which I thought could be kind of interesting. So we did that SHA-1 encryption, SHA-1 hashing, and so we could do BitTorrent encryption. And it's kind of a funny one because I remember growing up when BitTorrent was like coming out and all the craze and whatnot. There was like this like weird thing that some clients supported encryption and some didn't, and to this day, I just assumed that there was the standard because I don't know there always is, but it seems that there wasn't really a standard. So this guy has kind of written up a standard that I'll just need to digest and kind of go through. Maybe some other stuff has it, but interestingly, the inventor of BitTorrent, Bram Cohen, which like is that the same as nah, it's Bram more nah, I'm not gonna say that. I just can't speak Dutch at the moment. Looked Dutch anyway. Anyhow, so encryption I could do, which could be kind of interesting. So this also kind of points to there, but I think that yeah, that's just always down. It was down before when I kind of linked to it. So I think I'll have to kind of read a couple of pages to see how like if people actually are doing it, then do it myself my way. Um, but in terms of the actual handshake, it is just like reading and writing. And now we're up to the point where we want to download a piece. And I think the time zone changed from when I last looked at this morning to today. I live in New Zealand and it's been the first all day for me. But in the morning, this was, I think, free, but I think now it's not free. But yeah. So this may be the last official challenge that I do because I don't know. I could pay like $30 just to finish this one course, um, but $30 a month is it's a bit pricey. But this is kind of fun though, and they do have like a bunch of other things. How do we get back to there? Like a bunch of other things, but I believe other things are like, yeah, like that's free this month. And I could build my own cafter during beta. Um, so there are some other things I can do, but I don't know. This is kind of fun doing this, and I've nearly finished the BitTorrent part of it. The next part is magnet stuff, which could also be kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, I can probably finish it from the specs as well. Um, but it is kind of nice having like this thing that will do all the tests for you and it kind of automates it. And it's been kind of cool. And if I pay them, I'll get dark mode. Look at that dark mode comes with that. Um, could be interesting. I will have a think about it. So anyway, now we are kind of at the test stage where if we do this, oi, goodness, yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like I'm in the afternoon, but yeah, it must have turned to the first at some other point in time. So we can't do the official testing on here. But what I can do is see what they wanted me to do here, and I read through kind of what is expected, and it is kind of you can kind of see what other torrent clients do in this point as well, and it matches up roughly with this. So I thought we could probably just go along and do this, see what it is. Maybe splash out $30. Oh, like $30 a month. That's what it is. Like I've done other stuff like this, but it hasn't been that expensive. But this like they probably spend quite a bit on infrastructure. What command are they wanting? Because I'll let them have it. If we do this, so if it equals 0, we should be getting a few options here. So we should really see if there's like a like if there's a so we want to see if there is more arguments. 3 there. If there is more arguments, well, there has to be at least one. Um, and then if there's more than that, then we will have like a I think I want to do something like if name. I just want to check whether I can see it again. I think I can. I don't know. See what that does. So if we do this and do this and download beats. We should get unreachable, which is at the bottom there. If that's all right, and if we add some more things to it, it's not really that useful because we need to say what we are. So if name equals. I think I've actually answered my question. I can set to it. So if st and why I wanted to do that was I should probably bump this up. CMP command. Oh, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this. This is actually up on the old um, GitHubs now. So if we look for like what is it called, Codecrafters. I love how that's like the top one. Right, so this is like the repo that I have been working on, and you can see how it is. And I am kind of publishing the single header libraries as I kind of polish them off in the background. So I'm probably going to have one for like just a very basic HTTP type thing, which will depend on the URLs for sending requests in a I don't know, a standard way, which could be kind of useful, but see how it is. Right, so what was I wanting to do here? I sidetracked there. So if this is O, but we're actually checking F name, then that actually means that we should have like const just output equals null. And I just realized that's like in a funny place, and also that's in a funny place, and that's in a funny place. They probably had it to start with. Yeah, I just copy pasted, but like I don't know, everywhere else I've got it like that, and down here as well. Cool. So if this equals 0, that means that our output can actually be argv3, which we've tested is a thing there. And if it isn't, that's a bit weird. I suppose we could just say, I think I want to do something like this, and if name equals that. Otherwise, output is just going to be argv3. Now, I think I need to just see, let's close that off, but to see what they were wanting over here. Yeah, they also wanted me to say the piece index. So this is actually going to have a few different arguments. And I kind of want to make them kind of optional in a way. And I can see there might actually do this. Something like that. Yeah. Um, so I think I don't want to do like that. Um, so I'm wanting to make the -O output kind of optional. And if you don't set output, then it will just send it to the standard out. And got to make sure everything else I send not to the standard out. Though, yeah, because this isn't actually expecting any standard out. So it's just expecting some file, but I think it will be useful for me to kind of see what's kind of happening rather than just pollute the file system with random output. Um, so that means that we most definitely have to have. And I guess like what happens if I don't have the piece? Um, gosh, yeah. If I didn't have the piece, then I could probably just download the whole thing. No, it is download piece. But yeah, maybe I will just assume that we have to have everything. So if this is less than so 3 gets us to file name and the -O, I believe. No, it gets us the download piece and then the file name. So 4 will get the -O, then the output, except the other way around. So 3 would get us to there, then 4 to there, then 5 to there. So 6 is what we want, I believe. And we can test this. And we can probably uh, print, get out of this. Gosh. Right. It did print to thing, so we could probably um, print this. We have like a new thing, handshake, and here, bought, something like that. And now we're also going to have download piece, and this will have minus O, O output file name. And I just realized none of the others actually have file name on it, so I could probably just put file name where it all is. And handshake, I suppose, needs a file name. Well, it's actually so we actually want to replace file name with torrent file, I guess. And this first decode is encoded data. and I guess because the um, do something like that and then that. Oh, we can't do them. Alright. Starting off, failing at them. So, what I was thinking was just do that same thing. The top line is showing like the angle brackets as kind of required commands, required arguments. So I probably should what the arguments that are required. But these we get back in insert mode and not, and I'm kind of wanting this not to be. So that, and what other commands do we have? Prepare, handshake, download, piece, and pass and hash. That is still right. Cool. I haven't updated the README file there. But yeah, so this is what it is. So it would be download piece, and that would be it. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which would make it I think I want that. Because before it was checking to like here for 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. No, it was just 6. Right. So if we have less than 6 arguments, then this means that we we got a few things that we need to set. That probably just means that that is that. So if now C is less than, so what do we have? We're just taking away 2 things, so we should be checking for 4. If it is less than 4, then this is warning, an error. So this will be, to be honest, it will be this, then that, and they'll just be the 2 file names, then this and the download piece, and then it will be something like dash o output, and torrent file and piece. I'll just call it torrent because that's what people just call them these days, isn't it? And this required 2 arguments, so this would be arg v 0 and arg v 1. Something like that, and we will also want to return ex usage. something like that. So if we're still less than 6, we're more than 4, so we should be able to get something like this, and this can be piece equals, and this will be that, but it will actually be a to I. Is that what they do for that? And what do you return on error? Right, so it does not detect errors. str2l might be a bit better. What do we do there? str2l, that was what it was. And do we also have an a to I somewhere else? Did we have it somewhere else here, a to I? It does seem like we do. Here, for me, use str2l to detect errors. And what else would? Yeah, cool. That's, I don't know what it's wanting from me there. Cool. What does this want from me? If we do str2o, we have a in pointer. Cool, cool. So we can have like a bunch of zeros. Yeah, makes sense. Cool, and then we just store it there. Right, so if that is not null, but that is null, I mean, I guess we can check that. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So we wanted the 3, and this was going to be a like end pointer of something, and this we wanted to be base 10. Was that the args, if I had them right? We want the end pointer to be pointed to something, and maybe a better name for it. Uh, and um, I suppose I'll just call it 10. And right, and so we'll do this. We will get rid of all that, and then go here and then bring that up there. And so here we can check if star oak the 3, oh, so what did they say? Right, so if this is not not that one, cool, not equal to 0, and I'm like worried whether this end pointer. We're giving it a pointer. Um, that makes sense. So we just need to check whether. Right, so we just need to check whether end exists and it is also not equal to 0. Right, so if all three of those conditions are met, then that means that an error occurred. And so we could probably just say something like this. And maybe just say error s is not a number. And put in the old argv 3, is it? Yeah, and then chuck all that in. Cool. So once that's that, we should have peace for this kind of optional branch. And so if it is the other way around, we want to chuck an else in there. So if it's the other way around, we also need to have a piece variable. So we need to have a long piece, and we also need to have what was the other thing? Const char output, and this can be null. And so this will stay null in this point, and in this case here, we probably need to check whether if strcmp of f name one, actually no, we haven't seen anything yet. So if str3, if that is an O, then we want to set arg v, and we want to get 3, and this needs a v. So we want to get set arg3 to, that'll be the output, and then the, wow, in fact, we just want to print an error if that's the case, I think. Well, no, as you know, I do want to do this. So if it is 0, then we set the output to be that one, and then the file name to be that one. Otherwise, if strcmp arg v3 is minus O, if that is the case, we need to basically have it the other way around. But no, the output would be 4, and this would be 2. Something like that. And in or the last one should be piece, and that should be 5 and 5 and 5. Cool. Right, so if that's all the case, we now have all the arguments to that. So like that kind of destroys a lot of the things. What we could do is actually have like a construct of like to keep main small. We could have a sub command that we then call download piece, and we can give it something like arg v plus whatever we're at to what command get we basically chop off one, so we've chopped off the actual command name, then the sub command name, so there will be two, and then we can just go arg c minus 2, and we can do a similar check in there of what all of this nonsense is doing. And so up here we can just go and what do we call it? Download piece. Cool. And this is going to take a int z and a char star v. We're going to go that way for a bit, and then like switch from main, and like no, I didn't want to do that. I just want to search there. Go here, but then also search for download piece and swap these two around. Get that be all right, and then keep it there. So you want the count first, and that, and then this whole thing should be able to just return that. And then up here we can check that, and so here we should be able to knock off two things. It's kind of like annoying. So maybe we can go to that. And I realized I went the wrong way. Cool. So we can go to that and undo that one. Really? To and decrease. We can do that there, that there, that there, that there. It does lead into the problem that we now don't have the program name. So what we can do is also pass in maybe a const char star program, and then this the yeah, this one. This can be programmed, and well, like kind of. Well, we know that this is going to be download piece, but that is the second time I've typed that string, which makes me wonder whether it should be like put in a macro program. There we go. Where do we have here? And download piece. But I mean, it's just what it is. It's the same name as the method function. Cool. So now it should probably complain. Now, what? No. Yes, I did what you're saying. Maybe save first. Cool. Not sure what's happened here. Back. Not sure what's happened here. That seems like unrelated. Yeah, I did mean that. And we can probably pull you along as well. And that. Oh, and it just means I need OB 0, which I could like turn into a thing. Cool. So now what I kind of want to do is like do more of this download piece. So this is kind of just parsing the arguments, which I now kind of want to do something with the arguments. But for now, I could probably just work in the procedural way, and we've got everything that we need to kind of work with. So I guess we probably want to what key do I want? That one file. We want to make a maybe make an output, and this is going to be if we have output is set, then it's just going to be output. Well, it's not going to be output, it's going to be the result of output of writing to, and otherwise it is going to be standard in, and that's not what I wanted to do. It's that, yeah, that's the one. So that is where I'm going to be writing my stuff out to, and I'll do so with stuff like this out, and we can just put whatever we want to say, and we can kind of test that by maybe do that, and maybe come down here and we can check a couple of ways of how we've done it. We can try just doing one piece, and right, it doesn't like that, but if we go sample that, it doesn't like that. That is, we want F open there. Don't really want to do that every time, but here we want to like if out and out not equal to standard in. We want to go if close out. And here, I suppose, if we out equals null, we probably want to go to out. Oh, like end, that's what we can call it. But we need something at end up here, which I kind of now want to change, just because I don't really like curse things too much. So we could probably call end peace, or like num end, num end, something like that. Don't need that most likely. Oh, I do need that. Yep, 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 yep. Cool. So now if I do something like this, if we do that, it will tell me what the usage is because we have not given it any output. So if we say try and get piece one, it's now trying to get that, and it was meant to print to standard out. So I wonder what error code it's given us. It's given us 160. That's not something I should return, I thought. That's because we don't actually return anything here. So we should probably maybe have like a rec, and it can be its usage to start with. And like all of that stuff is kind of fine. But then here we can change it to rec equals x. What do we want to do here? Um, what do we normally do before a hef open? No input. No input. And otherwise, if we do get something, that's not really input though. That is more. No input. Let's open this up. So we want to say where we can't write to something. IO error probably, or no perm. Or can't create. Can't create. Boom, that's what I want. And then afterwards, I want this to be something else, and then at the end, I want it to be ex okay, and then we won't return random things. But maybe for now, we can just return software. Yeah, go away, thanks. And maybe a HDD air and unlimited. Maybe do something like this, just future proofing what I need to do. Cool. So if we do this, what my hopes are is if I run this command, we get unimplemented, but that should mean that it outwrote something to somewhere. So I guess what I want to do is actually see what we're trying to write. Output equals it's a file, and this can be called output. And if we do that again, it's null. So if it's not equal to null, maybe do that. It's kind of bizarre. Like, if it exists, we want to open that output, and then we run a. All right, I wonder what this will say in terms of s minus e open. Um, what does it say in terms of things it tries to open? Nothing. I don't know. What if I do this? So it prints it there, but it, I don't get it. I'll like force it to be that. Want me to get rid of that. Or I see what I'm doing. I'm being a silly noodle. Standard out, not standard in. Right, so now if we writing to a thing, it should do that. If we give like not a file, it'll not a number will say that. If we try and do like an O somewhere, it doesn't mind that. So that's something that we should not support. So I might just do like um, errors support download piece sample dot don't 1 minus O. Um, but I think if I did something like this, hey, that's crazy. Where's that coming from? Nuts. But yeah, if we instead try and go to something here, and maybe go back to the end there. So now if we do a cat output, we should get hello world. And if we did it the other way around, like we thought we might, output, it still does the same thing. If we did it right on the end, it seems to like do something weird. So I think what is happening there is it's running off the stack um of what it, yeah, I don't know. It's doing something. Um I just crazy. Um I wonder if it's changing it. So I mean theoretically that should be printing it twice. We're not doing it from here, we're doing it from here. Yeah, so this is doing it from 5. So we don't really check for a limit. So here, I guess we want to check for arg c is if it's less than 6. And then we want to print out our warning. And does that make sense? We're only adding on 2 more things, which I don't know. I'll find out in post. Yeah, so that's doing some weird thing. I think I just want to print out what arg c is at this point. Arg c equals, didn't think this portion of the show was going to take as long. I would have thought you would have printed something out. Um, right, so it's going down this route, and that's not really the route we want it to go down there. And if we did go down this route, we still need to give a piece. So I was happy with that. So now I guess if it's less than 6 means we have not given it a name. Right, so here it's 4. So if we, that's the right amount of things. So if we check for 4, and here I think I can safely kind of work out what's what. And that's not right. So we would want to do that and piece string maybe do that. Otherwise, if the second one is the O, then it will be like this. Except that will be piece string. And otherwise, if that one is that, then we want this to be here, and that would mean this is actually that. And here we would go piece string, and here we would go piece string, and here we would go piece string. Cool, so now that would mean we're getting to the end. Maybe we will just write output is input is that piece is and that would be D, and this will all be So we have an output, and we also have a F name, and we also have a piece. And so this should all outputs, oh, I don't like something because piece should be an LD. We can make it an LD. It's just the thing. But all right, so output is S, that looks right. Input is sample torrent, and piece is 1. That all looks right. So, I mean, it kind of makes a bit of thing. And so we had an error up here, which I think we should go for. That just, it's a warning now. Cool. So this is all really just parsing, parsing the arg. So what I might do is might do this as pass download piece, and we can pass it argc, argb program, and we can also pass it if name, if output, and piece, all as pointers. And then this gross ugly thing we can bring up here and bring here, and then call this, what do we call it? Pass download piece, and it took int arg c char star v. It also took a some pointers and stuff. Took a program, and then these 3 pointers. Right, so took a program and these 3 pointers. Star program, and then it'll be something like that. This will be const. I'm not actually sure this should be called const. This can be called output, and this can be long star piece. And this whole thing will still be able to do all that stuff. And I think we'll still return similar stuff. If it made it to the end, I think we can just return ex okay. Otherwise, we can set all of this stuff. So here we just had if named output, and here we should have all 3. Is that right? If name and piece, yeah, if name and piece, and then down here we have all 3. And so now, do you work? You don't exactly work. You kind of work. The const thing, but can we do that, and will that be happy? That will be happy. Cool. And that's because this doesn't really matter for some reason there. All right, so here we have this, and we can check this whole thing, and if this is not equal to ex, okay, I guess, then we can return ex usage. There was some issue with the parsing of that. Otherwise, we will have something like this. I mean, here we haven't actually opened anything, so maybe we can save a jump and just go X can't create and move this down here. And yeah, maybe just X. Okay, something like that. So really, we just there are two things we can return there. So because of that, we probably need to store the pass ret equals this. And then we can, if pass ret not equal to x, okay, we can just return that pass ret. At this stage, we haven't really done anything that we need to open or close. But that's all usage up there. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. This pass download piece really just needs to be a bool, and here this will be false. Here it'll be that x, that will also be that. I don't know where that was jumping. And here we can go tour. No, we'll go to, yeah, where was this jumping when I was searching for EX? False here and EX. Right, so there is there, and our last one is like somewhere random. Cool. Now where am I? Oh, let's do that. Right. So here we have that. Do we still work? We don't. What are our errors? We don't have. Is it just because you're false like that? Um, something like that. Right, still nothing. Right, ret doesn't exist. That is because we don't really have anything. Still had some warnings. That's because this is meant to be const, and like I wonder if this is meant to be const up here. No, I think I just need to get rid of all the consts that I chucked up here. I was a bit too eager with think I just need to remember that is because these don't need to be that. bizarre. I'm sure I dealt with this. We can just write that in unimplemented. Cool. So that does that. We can test down here. Output is null, input is null, piece is 0. That isn't like the best, but that is because that should have passed badly. So when we do the download piece, we actually want to change this for the new contract of just if it isn't good, where are we at there? We can return yes usage. Yep. Right, that is what I wanted to do. Cool, that can do stuff. I should probably set the make PRG to be what download piece sample.torrent, and maybe we can download piece 1. I don't like that. That is because we need to put in not that just because of them. Cool. So now it should say output null, input sample torrent pieces 1, and so it should have printed the hello world to the output. So that's the case there. If we do that, it will complain. If we output to say that, we now know that output, well, we can cat s first, and we can rns, and we can still just put that's just wherever. Cool. Right, so if that is the case, that's that. And I think this is, I'm in kind of one of these days where I just haven't kind of reached the traction point. I don't know why that went like that. So I think I might leave that there. I gave a kind of overview on how we get the pair handshake, and next time hopefully I will either be able to show you more, or I'll be able to walk you through the process of doing more. And who knows, maybe I've paid for this, maybe I haven't, but yeah, we'll see how it is. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the day wherever you are.